Hey YouTube, how you doing? Kid Zippo here. I was just sitting here wiping down my 1911, and I figured I should take a minute to talk to all you people out there. The time has come for everybody in the firearms community, whether you're just a sports shooter or you're a serious 2A guy or you just like making videos about guns. Things are happening right now, people, that... sorry, I got a cold and it's just horrible. But whether you've heard about it or not, the Senate from the state of Hawaii has petitioned the U.S. Congress in Washington, D.C. to amend or repeal the Second Amendment. Yeah, I hear you. It's going to take forever and a day to put a constitutional Congress together and all this other stuff. But once they get into it, what else are they going to change? Are they going to repeal the Bill of Rights altogether? So you have no right to free speech? You have nothing? Yeah, you're sitting there, oh, that's dramatic. Yeah, it is. But it's also something that could happen. Once you let them in to change something or repeal something, they don't just stop at one thing. Now, we all know that the Democrats and liberals have been after your guns for a while. I mean, when was it that Dianne Feinstein said, if I could have, I would have taken them. Mr. and Mrs. America, hand them in. How long ago was that? 30 years ago? I'm not sure. Now, they've got Hollywood behind them. Prime example. The new show on Netflix. Well, it's not new. It's second season. On Netflix. One Day at a Time. Season 2, Episode 5. The whole last 10 minutes of that show is gun control propaganda. Hypocrisy at its best. Because, you know, they're going to make sure that their armed guards are armed and stay armed for their protection because they're more important than we are. We don't have that same right to protect ourselves how we see fit. But they can hire armed security and they can spew all of the rhetoric and propaganda over the airwaves so everybody can hear it. Just one more person hears it and believes it, we're good, yeah. Well, I hate to tell you, but some of the things I heard that woman say on that show, like just by owning a gun, you have more problems. Really? Why? I've been a gun owner for, 40 years almost? And I have never once had a firearm-related problem. As far as the law goes. Or as far as somebody breaking into my house goes. People in your neighborhood, like me, I hunt, I go to the range regularly, and now that I've bought a lifetime guarantee, or a lifetime membership to one of my local rod and gun clubs, I'll be there weekly. If I can afford the ammo. I'm sorry, but this cold is just kicking my butt. If I don't drink something, it's just nasty down the back of my throat. Anyway. They made reference to having teenagers in the house, that a firearm isn't safe if you have teenagers in the house. They even made a reference to having a gay teenager in the house. And I don't know why that has anything to do with it. teenagers are teenagers. I understand that. They get into everything. They're curious little buggers. Some of them aren't so little. When I was young, I had my kids in the house. My firearms were locked, trigger locked, and there was only one that was unloaded. One that was loaded. I didn't have any pistols because pistols are too easy for kids to screw with. Long guns too, but I'm different from everybody else. Everybody else has a plan. Keep the ammo here, keep the weapons there, keep the keys for the locks over there. It sounds like Australia almost. But you know what I'm getting at. I've already emailed my senators, my U.S. representatives in the, Washington, D.C., and I told them that any, how did I word that? That I asked them to take a stand and say no to the petition from Hawaii. That as a law-abiding citizen, I see any amendment or article revision or deletion or whatever the hell word I used as an attack on my civil rights. And it is. They're not looking to amend. They're not looking to, modify it so it's, modern. They're looking to repeal. They want it out. They want it gone. Because if you have these, you're a citizen. If you don't have these, you're a slave. Yeah? Cliche? Yeah? It is. It's also a fact. Oh. Nasty. Anyway, I'm sorry. We all know that they're ready for it, that they're coming for it. And everybody thinks that because Trump is supposedly a Republican, that he'll protect us. Just remember, he was a Democrat up until about 6 years ago. You don't believe me? Check it out. Go on YouTube and find out about the big flip. The reason he didn't run as a Democrat is because he didn't want to run against Hillary. Because as a Democrat, he wouldn't have been able to beat her. But as a Republican, whole different story. Anyway, now that I've rambled on and got off topic again, I'm really sorry. Email your senators. Email your congressmen. Tell them that this is not appropriate and this is not something that you approve of. And that you should listen, or they should listen to what their constituents are saying, because if they don't, it's going to be too late to vote them out of office. You have to keep on these people. I'm going to email mine again next week. The same email I emailed before. And I'm going to keep it up until I hear that it's been thrown out. And you notice one other thing. I haven't watched a whole lot of news lately, but I've, kind of sleep through it. I'm not hearing anything about this on any of the talk shows, any of the news broadcasts. Sure, it's marked. Basketball's a big deal. Jesse Smollett just got charged with 16 felonies. Yeah. They're trying to strip my rights from me, and nobody's reporting it. Why? All right. I'm done. You guys have a good day. I'm going to go and see if I can get the finger grips for my pistol and maybe a magwell. I don't know. If I can, maybe a full-length guide rod. Hey, we'll have to see. All right, this kid Zippo. Remember, pick up your brass.